if I had to choose one, if I could only have one, I think that it would be tough, but I think I would go with...
And we are the dreamers of dreams.
Living life, spinning like a merry-go-round, traveling all around the world, you know we get around. Good vibes only, you know it's the one and only Justin Bravo. Yeah, that's my number one homie, subscribe. Come on.
Goat Gang, what's going on? Okay, so I've had lots of questions over the past few weeks. Everyone's asking me to compare the Wowgo Mini versus the Wowgo 2S. I think it's mainly because people want to know the difference between riding a shortboard and a longboard and which one they should go with, because I get it, man. Not everybody has 50,000 boards. Everybody can only have one. We got to choose which one we want, which one's the best one to have in our arsenal. And to be honest, like, it really depends. It really depends on what your main goal is. But let's get into it. Let's get into it right now. Wowgo Mini versus Wowgo 2S. Let's do it. So everything about the Wowgo Mini and the Wowgo 2S, the specs are right there. And that's because they're from the same generation from Wowgo, so you're not gonna find much difference as far as the mechanics is concerned. Where the difference comes in is in the deck itself. And let me show you. I'll show you the flexibility between a shortboard and a longboard. And this really comes down to the ride quality. So this is me bouncing on the Wowgo 2S. You can see the board is really flexible. As you're hitting those bumps, no problem. It doesn't throw you off. It's a really comfortable ride. Now let's step up to the Wowgo Mini and check this out. You can see right now, not much flex. I'm not moving around that much. There's no room on the shortboard. It's really tiny. There's just not a lot of room for flex. There's a little bit, so it is comfortable going over bumps, but nowhere near as comfortable as 2S with that long board. Now let me stack them right next to each other so you can see the difference in size. There is a dramatic difference between the Mini and the 2S. You can see it is much longer. Now they have the same graphics on there. They have the same aggressive tape. So everything what Wowgo is doing is branded across this generation of boards, and I do like that. But you can see the mere size difference. Now this is them stacked side by side. Let me go ahead and I'll put it on top of the other one so you can see the width difference. As you can see, the widest part of the Wowgo Mini is still skinnier than the thinnest part of the Wowgo 2S. So it is really, the deck itself in length, width, everything about the Wowgo Mini is a much, much smaller deck. So portability on this thing is insane. Now the Mini is super portable, and this is what I love about this little guy, because it can pretty much go anywhere. As you can see, you know, when I'm holding it, I mean, it's really tiny. It can't quite fit in a backpack. I've tried a couple of backpacks I just don't have one large enough. You could maybe strap it to the outside of a duffel while you're traveling. I think that would work really well. But it's really small. Now, the one thing that it isn't small on is weight. This thing weighs like 15 pounds, somewhere in there, which is about the same weight as the 2S. Like, honestly, with them on each hand, I don't feel a difference in weight between the two. So you're not really saving any weight. You're just really saving on the deck, because the deck is really marginal as far as the weight's concerned. It really is all in the batteries and the trucks and all the other things. So the Mini is not gonna save you any kind of strength, but it will save you size. And to that, like, if that's your goal, I can see it absolutely working really well for you. Now the 2S, as you saw in my review video a couple days ago, I love this deck. This one's super comfortable, it's super fun to ride. The handle's really nice because it does give you a little bit of portability. A lot of the boards on the market haven't integrated the handles. There's some that do, but I love being able to carry it around by that handle because it gives you something really easy to transport it around, and you can walk around without it dragging against your pants or anything like that, or having to carry it by the trucks. And on a longboard, it's kind of hard to carry by the trucks anyway, because, you know, unless you're super tall, it's gonna be hitting the ground. And I'm 5'9", and if I try to carry it, I have to keep my elbow up like that, or it's not gonna work. So the questions I had a lot of students, I had a lot of people asking me they were gonna wanna use this board for school. I would say if your school's really, really far away and comfort is a huge thing to you, I would go with the 2S, I'd go with the longboard. I think it's gonna be a much more comfortable ride. But if you're relatively close, you're only going a few blocks, and it's really not that big of a deal, or even, you know, a mile and a half, 2 miles, I think the Mini might be the better way to go. Now, if you can fit this in a locker, under your desk, or there's a really easy way for you to store it, I think that the Mini is gonna be perfect. The longboard, I don't know where you're gonna store it because I don't think it'll fit in a locker unless you have a huge locker. It's gonna be hard to chain up anywhere. So unless your teacher allows you to take it in the classroom, that would be the only thing, my thoughts on the 2S. The 2S is nicer. I think it's more comfortable to ride. It definitely, as a bigger dude, like I like riding the 2S around the neighborhood on long rides. The Mini is just great for throwing in the trunk or strapping to your duffel or something like that, that you want to be able to travel, and portability is key to you. Like, to me, that's where the Mini is going to win out. If I had to choose one, if I could only have one, I think that it'd be tough, but I think I would go with the Mini. And that's because I don't travel a lot, but when I do, I could take the Mini with me a little bit easier than the 2S. Now, this really applies to any longboard versus Mini setup. It applies to the boosted versus the boosted Mini, and the Ownboard versus the Ownboard, and like all the boards, like it really applies to all. I just happened to grab the 2 Wowgos because they were right there. And right now, they are my favorite boards to be riding. I'm really having a good time riding what Wowgo's putting out. But if you are interested in a Wowgo, on these particular boards, I happen to have a discount code for, I think, like 25 bucks off. I'll put a link in the description and that coupon code. Whoa, that's what I get for standing on a board. But go gang, until tomorrow, be great. I was standing on the board the whole time. I don't know why, but then it just kind of rolled away from me. Not a good idea, unless you have a helmet on.